If where we're at right now, I think it is going to be a challenging general fund balance or budget to balance this year. There was kind of it's actually a reduction in general taxable value that you're showing, and so that does make it tighter and tougher. The good news is that you guys have really strong fund balances, so it's a storm we can weather definitely this year. But I guess that's kind of where I'm at on budget, and really kind of what you're doing tonight is just taking a look at this, saying, yep, this is ready to send to the paper and send to the county auditor. And this doesn't bind you to anything at this point. You just you couldn't go above this in the future. So theoretically, we get to the final budget and you say, nope, actually we were able to get the tax rate knocked down a little bit. That you can do that. You just can't raise it from what this point is, what it's showing. So any questions, anything I can address on budget?
Are we having to set a date for hearing coming up? Is that?
Yes. So and then what this does is okay, so I guess I didn't get to that part. So basically you have we're going to publish it in the paper for the hearing notice. It's going to go to the county auditor. And then this does set the hearing for March 31st. So you'd have another special meeting March 31st, where you would actually have the hearing on this notice. And then council would proceed from there. We're basically, by that point, we will have a more in-depth budget discussion. We are planning on trying to do something initially here coming up next week. But we'd be able to have more discussion then on the 31st and kind of finalize the budget. And then at that point, then you're setting the final budget hearing, which would be at, latter part of April.
So that'd be like a workshop that we're planning on doing in the next coming weeks?
Yeah. That's the hope, is that we have enough information. Laura's still working on information from the departments. So really that, on the 10th, that's going to be really dependent on, if we've got enough information from, back from the departments and from Laura to, for me to be able to get everything pulled together really kind of over this coming weekend, then we'd be ready to go on the 10th.
We've been having open dialogue with the department
Yes.
to see what their needs.
Yes. Yep.
And so this is just setting a hearing. It's not setting anything other than the date.
Nope. Really what you're doing is you're just complying with what the state requires for timeline. We're putting this notice out. You just have to know this is what's going in the paper, and then it's also going out to the taxpayers and their notice that none of them will understand, type of thing also. So that's kind of where we're at.
Are you saying the 10th?
So we both. So this hearing would be on the 31st because it requires a notice that gets sent out to everybody before we can have that. But then we are also preliminarily planning on doing a special meeting on the 10th to kind of have initial discussion on budget.
Well, I'll make a motion to set the hearing for the 31st then. Is that the date?
Yeah. I'll second.
Second.
For the March 31st approval of that hearing.
That hearing.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Everybody.
Excellent. Thanks, guys. I'll just keep communicating with Laura on stuff and we'll get worked through and hopefully we'll be able to meet next week.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Good.
Becoming.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Be good.
Yeah.
Opportunity to address the council?
Do you mind pulling?
Absolutely. No, I don't mind.
Thank you.
Seeing no fingers, arms, waving. To, address the council, we'll move on. Approve the consent agenda. Previous meeting or minutes?
I'll second.
Huh? All in favor? Did I? Okay. Dinner? Okay, approve the bills?
I have a question on the bills.
Okay.
What is, shown?
Sean excavating 1900,
For negative.
negative sewer pipe flap would not open, so the sewer was backing up. And our guys could not get down to it, so Sean went out, helped us out. It's because they're on that corner and they're on that bend, it gets narrow down there. Something about the original flap was not lining up right.
I'll make a motion to approve the, bills.
Second.
Right?
We say approve the bills? All in favor?
Hang on.
Opposed? Okay, approve resolution 10/20/25. Sale of lot 8 Prairie Estates. These two.
This is the Schneider family, they are part of Jurgens. So we need an approval that goes with the resolution, and then the next page and back show you what we actually made from the sale of the land.
What was the conversation at the meeting? Are we allowed the resolutions then with not everybody present?
Yes,
We are.
yes, you can do it. It's just, again, resolution, you just have to know, is it of all the council or is it of the members present? I've had to know which, and I believe resolutions is of all of. So if you have 5 appointed position and they're all full, the count is off of, the majority is based on 5.
I'm gonna have to get.
I'll make a motion to approve the sale.
Second, approve the sale of lot 8 Prairie Estates. These two. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Resolution 11/20/25. Appointing new city clerk.
So we had a hiring committee, we met and talked about it a few times, and, we had to break down kind of the job titles for city clerk, city administrator, and a potential of hiring a building clerk. And, I went through what Kyle already does, and it was kind of, impressive, the amount of things that he checked off the box that he already does. And so it was our recommendation from, the committee to nominate Kyle as the city clerk. That's what our recommendation would be.
Discussion?
Um, we talk about what the billing clerk, then what's the thoughts on that? And
So I gave you a copy of the billing clerk job description, and it has been sorted out, divided.
Yeah.
So what he does not overlap with whoever we may hire. Yes, they work together on some things.
but I just need for as of now, are we going to,
That'd be the next step.
are we gonna try to hire somebody or are we gonna?
Yeah.
Just
We're gonna advertise for
work
that.
on it?
Yep, and then people we have to post it.
Yep.
People have to apply, but that is, yeah. After.
Right.
We're gonna move.
We're gonna look at-
We're gonna look forward to that.
Looking, your recommendation is to hire somebody as a billing clerk. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So our recommendation is to appoint Kyle, to hire him as a city clerk, and then, to look into hiring a, billing clerk. Get that job shares now.
The soonest it can go in the paper is the 12th. Just,
No, that's not, I understand.
Celebration of the.
yep,
Yeah.
we make sure.
So I sat in that too, so Kyle is, he had the most experience in my opinion. Just because one, he's doing it already, so I think we should move ahead and.
Yeah.
And appoint.
With an application.
Yeah. And then.
So I make a motion to appoint Kyle as the city clerk.
Second.
We do need to swear him in so he can do his duties starting tomorrow with the other day.
Wouldn't you like to do that?
He's got the paper right there whenever he wants to stand up.
So better get a roll like this or wait.
Yeah, roll call.
Roll call. Okay. My list of.
And again, this can be done without all people here, right?
Everybody up top. is
I got you.
up there. Okay.
Tom?
Aye.
Jonathan?
Aye.
Dean?
Aye.
Cody?
Aye.
And Brian?
All
Right, get a picture in the paper or what?
right, I guess so.
Sure. I didn't bring my camera in, though, sorry.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, I think Marvin and
Got your pulse?
I do have my.
Thank you.
There you go.
I, Kyle Ardman, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all duties of the office of City Hall in Pocahontas, as now hereafter required by law.
All righty.
Okay. Utility billing clerk position.
Which we're gonna post, yep. We talked about that kind of.
So where are we at now?
Well, we gotta approve that.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve, posting the free utility billing clerk. So,
Moved in second to approve the utility billing clerk position, posting. All in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Okay. We need a council member for the revolving loan fund voter.
You gotta do a short straw on that.
We've done it, okay.
So Jonathan mentioned that we need to, Yeah.
I will nominate Jonathan. Here. I'll second.
We moved in second to appoint council member Jonathan Vickers to the revolving loan fund.
We get that in the paper too.
Aye.
Okay. We see support for summer rent programs and Bittner field activities.
so these 3 pages show what they want us to cover. Page 2 is where our budget's at now for this department, like Jonathan asked for. And then the last page is what Brent has put in there for 26, and it actually happens to be the same amount. But we have 13,832 left to spend. And then we'll have our 31,900 starting July 1st. And we need to know what color we want to paint the shed. The kids have already made in high school. If we go with that. They want 2,700 for the shed. And the gravel for the dugouts, there'll be no charges, our guys. They thought they might have time in the May term to make 2 benches to sit out there for some regular seating instead of going up and down bleachers. And he said all they would charge us is for the materials, just so his kids had another project for the city. So if you guys are okay for that.
What was the one pay chemical from Cut? So did we figure out that we could do that
Our guys
ourselves?
can do it, yeah.
Okay, and then we'll just do chemical through Kachik?
I don't even, Dave said we had,
Okay, awesome,
yeah, so we,
even better.
your removes Kikachik completely.
Okay. there was talk about filling in holes out there.
Yep, and the guys he's gonna send's got him,
Okay, awesome.
got it all,
So they're just asking for the same amount.
27.
Are they just asking for 2,700?
2,700 and what colors we want it painted. They-
But what was there's the talk about,
That's for the shed.
just the shed. There was mention about something about budget for next year. 30.
That's not
31.
Yeah, that's that pretty thing.
Yeah, but we're not approving that, are we?
No,
Okay.
I'm just showing you that there's money
Okay,
to cover.
okay. Well, then the guys have no problem helping out. I'll make a note of I'll support them on these items that are listed. The shed and that who's deciding on the color?
Council. Do we want red and white? Do we want red, white, gray? Do we want red, white, black? They've been putting black on the trim and he wasn't sure if we were okay with that. Somewhere he heard along the way we were.
We get hot, that's when I think, and we want to pay for
They should have started. I'd say they've already started.
Yeah, the shed's built.
No, I mean that they've already started the black, so.
They've already started.
they do it.
That's what I mentioned. Somebody want to second that?
and to have them match the colors of the other one and that's the motion.
Okay.
Jailhouse gray, that's not.
Did you have any time to look into who was actually on the park and rec department board?
That part I know.
On that time, I didn't
Well, I
know.
was just gonna ask that,
I know we kind of talked about it last
Yeah.
time.
how active,
We need to get that kind of going a little bit.
Look good.
I would hope so, that,
I'll have to look back and see who was voted in.
in 2 seconds. Yep. We moved it second to, support the summer programs and Bitter Field activity.
Yep.
On favor? Aye. Opposed? Very good.
Okay, so the next sheet is not on the agenda. Just wanted to make sure you are aware. I'm not gonna say any more than that. You guys can read it. And then Alex, if you want to go to reports.
Okay. I guess the big report I have, we've been working on the 2080 with Ren's when we've been talking about costs and benefits of the 2080 and doing mutual aid with Ren's. Today I spoke with the city attorney that's been working on the 2080. Him and I finally came to an understanding, and then we were able to clarify where we were missing some communication. So what we've generated in there. So if anybody has any input they want to give me on it, the big things that'll need to be said in it are, again, are we doing 50% of my salary? And then we've got it worked out that would provide them 20 hours of coverage that we would provide for calls. And then if there's any overages to go, what is that hourly rate? And so those are the items, and they don't have to be set today. I'm just saying, think through those concepts. Because I would like by the end of March to have this, if not before, to have a way forward.
Can you
So,
put that down on paper so we can read it and look at it?
and it's in the 2080. It's you can see the blank spots and stuff. And
I mean, as far as your wages and.
Yeah.
What you, oh, you're doing.
right, and that'll kind of come in your budget stuff too, because that's a few of it have actually you're actually the only one. You and Grover are the only ones that we hadn't talked. That asked me some questions and stuff. So, but again, just ask, if you got any input, you give me that, and then we'll try to set up a meeting with a couple councilmen and their councilmen and the mayors just to sit down and make sure that we're all solid if this is the way we want to go. And as I've created a little bit of stress is the fact that obviously with the new rate of the sheriff's office salaries, it's going to be hard for the city of Pocahontas to compete with the county. So, and we need to be competitive or make decisions. So that's what I can do. Yeah. And other than that, I had a fire. Please make sure that as the rumors have spread through this town prolifically about the fire, I went down there here just a little bit before the meeting and got all smelly. And there's no criminal action. I can say that. So as far as the cause goes, again, so we'll work towards something, but at this point, there wasn't, if anybody wants to come out with a lot of negativity about it. It was a fire. Luckily, he didn't die and the dog did, so sadly.
Did you do any damage to adjacent trailers?
A little bit of bubbling on one trailer to the north, but no, the guy, I will have to say, the fire department did an amazing job. It was, again, they did an excellent job for responding to a fire, especially in a trailer that goes fast. You know, they did.
Did you have to knock it down? Was it really engulfed?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the whole east half of it is gone. So, like I said, he was lucky to get out with his life, something like that. You know, but as far as its cause, like I said, it's definitely not criminal. I can tell you that. It's just, we're still working through and gonna look through some more pictures and stuff and see. You know, fires are tough. Go ahead.
That I haven't given you or text you. Congratulations, Kyle. I know it's been a long process. And if the council. Yes, Kyle, would you like to say something?
Any council input?
Yeah, nothing. Heard anything on the water plant?
No,
With the DNR?
they're saying it's over a year out. That's why we gave back that 500,000.
I just didn't know if they were moving on it or
No, not at all.
to see if we were
We aren't even.
within their limits or.
Everything I heard before they moved out was, yes, we've got it where we want it. But as far as DNR coming back, we're thinking.
Okay. I've been asked a lot about that, so that's why.
Fortunately, you're the water guy.
You're the water guy.
Are we in compliance?
Yes, we are on DNR's radar for the waste treatment because of the chloride.
Chlorides,
Thank you.
the salt,
Going through. the-
sodium.
But we're making the
It's
steps.
the wastewater that's having the problem, but I figure the problem's coming from.
Because one filter is still down there.
For 5 years ago, we made a decision.
Yeah.
I did hear back from 1036 on the sludge truck. They said by the end of March.
Did you talk to the bank at all about that part?
So I talked to Pat McNeve today. I just actually got an email response from the city attorney on it as well. We need to review the lease and how it works. But Pat and I had a discussion about it, and I told him, I said, it's highly irregular to have public property utilized this way. And Pat said that apparently 2 years ago, they had an offer to buy it from some private company for which they could have made it, but they decided not to sell it at that time to this company because obviously the activity's there. And then I pointed out that, again, they wanted them to have a liability exemption. Well, depending on what we put on there, we kind of, it's just very problematic because, you know, so if then the bank doesn't like what's going on there, do they need to sign off on every activity? Because when I told them, I said, you know, they've allowed people to drink out there and we've offer a beer garden and everything else. Is that going to be okay? Well, I think our liabilities, and I said, well, that's my problem. You know, and I talked to a judge today and he also agreed that it's not that it's a huge problem, but it does become on whether or not it's open to the public, but it's not public property and we can't claim it to be public property. So again, I'm not trying to start something, which is what I sometimes get blasted for. I just think we need to ask questions about the way forward with it, you know, and what that means. And basically that's what he wanted to know. So the city attorney wants to see the lease. I haven't yet to see the lease from the bank yet. Well, and Pat's going to try to pull his copy so that we actually see what this agreement says. And, you know, and I don't even know expiration of terms on this lease. So was it a 20-year lease? Was it, you know, I don't know that we know any of that. So, so that's where we're at. Right. And so I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks, we'll have answers for, especially like I said, if the chamber wants to do things with alcohol and stuff down there, we just need to know that before the 155th.
Complicated issues, I swear.
So we're having a special meeting on that. On
31st, which is a Monday.
when we have our actual
On the 14th. So every Monday.
find one of those.
I'm not sure. I can check.
In the other meeting we had last year, we did a before council meeting, a closed meeting, into the meeting at the council meeting.
Oh, okay. I can check. See.
Combine our council meeting with one of those meetings.
So you're not here.
So we're not here on. Asking that before he, yeah, we should miss him.
He's gonna reach out.
I got nothing. Anyone else?
I think it was to the point I didn't have anything.
So now we have to. Excuse together.
Do we have to get Daryl's pay going to a close?
Yes, I'm okay with that.
Okay. And do we have to get approval because I'd like my recommendation to have James here for it, who's led performance review before. I think a lot of us are probably pretty green with performance review. Just to the workflow of it so that in future you have kind of a standard order of procedures of how we do a performance review and how it's handling the flow of it. So we have to make a motion for that.
No, it'd be just as long as she approves.
As long as she approves
As long as she approves who's in here, that's all it has to be.
Hey, thank you.
Motion second, voted in.